let's do a video today here. Man, them stripes are blinding. So let's do a video here today about everybody's favorite thing here in the fall, which is leaf cleanup. I know a lot of you folks blow leaves or bag leaves, haul them off. But I want you to consider this right here. A lot of you probably know this, some of you probably don't. But why do you, when you mow your grass, why do you side discharge or mulch? It's because you're returning nutrients back to the soil. Well, it just so happens leaves are just like grass clippings. Trees, they require the same stuff grass does: nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium. So those leaves that's on the ground, you can mulch those up, and you can add those into your fertilizer program. You're returning nutrients back to the soil. Now, I don't want you to leave these leaves laying on your grass. That's the worst thing you can do. So if you want to gain any benefit, these have to be mulched up. A mulching mower, it's got a mulching capability. There you go. You're adding nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium back into your soil from these leaves. It's also organic matter. So there's you a quick little tip on that right there. So if you like me, I've got trees in the yard here, but I just don't have enough scattered throughout my yard to really do a lot of benefit for it. Now, if you've got a smaller yard, you got a lot of trees in it, and your yard's completely covered with leaves normally, that would be a good thing for you to do, is mulch those leaves up instead of blowing or bagging. You're just, as I mentioned, you're just adding nutrients back into the soil. So for you folks like myself that have trees scattered out, but you're never going to have the possibility of leaves being everywhere in your yard, like myself. I blow the leaves. Obviously I'm down a tree now, so I've got that one and basically that one, and a lot of the leaves with those over there fall into the beds, so it's not benefiting me much. So I blow my leaves. But a tip for you guys is, it's a whole lot easier to blow these leaves with the grass cut shorter. It's 100% easier. So I just mowed this yesterday, and I mowed it at 2 3/4 inches. So it's a whole lot easier to blow them with the grass cut shorter. And I typically do cut my grass, 2 3/4 inches, a little bit shorter in the fall, and just leave it through in the winter. But there's your little tip to make it, blowing leaves easier on yourself. But yeah, I if I had trees throughout the yard enough to cover all my yard, I would most certainly mulch these leaves. These old Bradford pears, they seem to lose the leaves later than any tree I've got anyway, except for maybe that crepe myrtle. But you can see over there in the neighbor's yard, I think he's got a maple over there. Shoot, it's throwing down crazy. Then he's got that old pin oak, that big pin oak right there. You know how many leaves those things make. So yeah, I mean, that's just a little tip. You can add that into your fertilizer program. It'll provide you some extra nutrients, and it'll add a little organic matter to your soil. It's just like if you was to go buy a leaf compost. I'm gonna be honest, it is so hard for me to make videos out here. This road is absolutely, look at this. I mean, it's every time I make a video, somebody comes by or comes up my uncle's driveway or rides by and hollers. It's just a pain to do this here. But I'm not gonna worry about filming blowing leaves. I think everybody knows what blowing leaves is. But I mean, I do have an abundance of leaves, and if they were, like I mentioned, if they were on the grass all over, I would most certainly mulch them myself instead of blowing them. But like down in here, there's hardly no leaves. Now right in here, obviously there's leaves because I'm standing under the trees. But as I mentioned, I'll say it one more time, if you've got a smaller lawn or smaller yard and you've your yard's pretty well covered in leaves all the time, I would mulch those things up and add those nutrients back into your soil versus you know, blowing them or bagging them. It's not going to hurt anything, and it's going to benefit your soil. So I hope this little short video helps. Might give you some options to think about. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I appreciate you watching, and we'll see you in the next video.